Oh, hey, Wonder World. Happy motherfucking Tuesday. This is your 100 Wonderful Ways to Get More and Better Clients. But this is not just any motherfucking Tuesday, guys. This is the Tuesday that my book has been available for the first time fucking ever. Guys, this book has been 5 years, 5 years in the motherfucking making, and it is selling this morning, right? So my book has actually sold, which is absolutely crazy. Right? It's absolutely crazy. After so many years of working on this fucking thing, guys, it's not a biz book, it's a fucking novel. After so many years of working on this thing, it has finally sold. It's like people have exchanged money for it. It is coming in the mail. My book has sold. So it's not just any Tuesday, it's a big motherfucking Tuesday today. Activating that new frequency of the new chapter. Because guys, this is a totally different fucking animal. I've been repping the business, doing all the things, being really dedicated to all of the client attraction seekers for the last 5 years. But now the next layer of the mission is rolling out because this is all very impact focused in the world of, redefining the way that the world looks at domestic violence and how we are doing something to change the systemic fucking problem that causes abuse in the first place, which of course is that frequency of worthlessness. So, today is a very big day for me, very interesting kind of energy and all the feels, all the motherfucking feels. So say hey when you're popping on because today we are going to be talking specifically about your brand positioning. So thank you guys in the comments, everybody giving all the congratulations and all of the things. Yeah, it's nuts to see that it's finally fucking here. Right? Long time coming, finally here. And it feels a little bit like, wedding day kind of feeling where it's like you have this energy where you've spent so much time planning and spending money and getting the dress and doing all the things. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, it's Tuesday, right? Today's the motherfucking day. So, all right, guys, let's get into it. Let's talk about our brand positioning today to help you to really become the industry leader. Because here's the thing, guys. If you just think that you're the only one selling the thing that you're selling, you're absolutely crazy because that's not a thing, okay? The world is a big place. There's 8 billion people here, 3 billion people on Facebook alone. I promise you, somebody else is out there selling something very similar to what you're selling. And so it is incredibly important that you understand how to position your brand so that you can become an industry leader. So we're going to kick this off with a little bit of a story time, story time, story time of one of my clients who did a really great job with this. Okay, so when she first came to me, she was a health coach, right? She was a health coach, and these are her words, not mine, right? Admittedly, kind of in the basic bitch energy of health coaching, of just doing it the way that it had always been done, following her coaching mentor, which, was, a health coach that was trading time for money and, kind of in that low ticket space, basically like a virtual personal trainer. And so, just offering diet plans, offering workout plans, and kind of being in that low ticket vibe. Now, she was doing really well with this. She was making $10,000 a month, but she was hard fucking hustling, working her ass off because guess what? She was competing in the red ocean. Do you guys know what the red ocean is? This is the concept that you are literally competing in bloody waters, okay? Because everybody around you is selling the same thing that you're selling. And so that is essentially a race to the bottom. Okay, so does that make sense to everybody? Is that we have the red ocean and we have the blue ocean. So in the red ocean, there's sharks in the water, right? Okay, and it's really hard to compete. And so basically, you're just trying to lower your price. You're trying to be lower than everybody else. Maybe you're trying to deliver faster than everybody else. And that's the only competitive edge that you have because you're selling the same thing that everybody else is selling. And so you're like your messaging is the same as theirs. And so you're hoping that they find you first because you're faster, and you're hoping that they choose you because they're shopping and they choose the lowest price. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be in the fucking red ocean. Okay. I don't want to be competing against people who are selling the same fucking thing as me. I don't want to be in the space of having to like really like cut my and slash my prices down to be able to compete. That to me doesn't sound like a good fucking plan, right? Okay. I want to be in the blue ocean over here where I've created my own positioning point, where I am literally the leader of my industry because I've created something that is so sub niche, so dialed in, and so fucking fucking specific that there's nobody else really doing it. So I'm creating my own vibration. Okay. And this is what I coach to my clients. But also, guys, I want you to remind you of something. I was in brick and mortar doing consulting for fucking 10 years before I got here. Okay. So working with restaurants, bars, casinos, liquor brands, and helping them to position their marketing in such a way where they were the only one. Okay, this is a really important tenet because, guys, I want you to think about like the pizza place analogy, right? How many pizza places are in any given fucking city, right? You've got to be known for something. It's not good enough to just sell pizza. Everybody sells pizza. So we need to think about what's special about your pizza, okay? Maybe you guys really specialize in incredible toppings and you have all sorts of crazy cool combinations that are really for the adventurous eater. So all of the foodies in town, they pick your pizza joint. Or maybe you're fucking Little Caesars. And you know, all my kids and their friends work there. There's always empty boxes of Little Caesars here because my daughter's friends all work at fucking Little Caesars, right? Cheapest pizza in town, okay? Like that's their competitive edge is like you can get a pizza for like $5 or whatever the fuck it is. And it's shitty pizza, but it's shitty pizza fast for kids, okay? That is positioning. So you can't just have pizza. You gotta fucking dial it in. So I want you to start thinking about your brand right now. What do you do different? What do you do differently than everybody else? What are you doing to stand the fuck out? What are you doing to slice that fucking positioning into place so that you become the only one? Okay. So, what is that for you? Put it in the comments. What is one thing that you do differently than everybody else, right? What is that thing that helps you to stand out? And then I'm going to help you to take it just one step further. Just like my client, right, who was the fitness coach, okay? She was a good fitness coach. She's good at what she did. She had the body, she had the fucking results. She knew about diet stuff. She knew all of the things for working out, right? But she was competing with all of these people in the red ocean who knew the same things that she did, right? So she didn't really have any competitive edge. But then she got on an airplane, right? Yeah. She got on an airplane and she flew here and she came and stayed with me and we did a VIP day, okay? A $10,000 VIP day. Okay, she invested $10,000 to spend just one day with me. By the way, guys, we have a way that you could be winning a $10,000 VIP day today. So if you want to know how you can win the VIP day, just put VIP day in the comments and we'll send you the fucking details for this because we are going to be doing a 10K VIP day giveaway. Okay, but I digress. She came to my house and we sat down and we looked at her business. Like we like dumped her purse out on the table and we looked at everything that she was doing. We looked at her audience development. We looked at her offer positioning. We looked at like what her personal attributes are. We looked at her testimonials. We looked at everything in this business and we really talked about what her goals were and where she wanted to go and how she wanted to get there. And then she told me a secret. Okay. She told me a secret, a little secret that she'd been keeping in the closet, something that she'd been hiding, even kind of a little bit from herself, right? And I got it out of her on that VIP day. She told me, she said, Nicole, I'm a witch. And I was like, bitch, what are we doing? You have to stop hiding this. This is not something to put in the closet. We need to put this into your brand right fucking now and create something that I call perpendicular positioning. Now, you won't find that in the marketing books. You won't find that in your fucking get a marketing degree thing because this is an Nicoleism. This is something that I created back in bartender land to help bartenders to position themselves to put butts in the seats, right? So that they went from making, say, $30 a shift to making $300 a shift using the concept of perpendicular positioning. So this is something that I have taught people for fucking years in the brick and mortar space as individual bartenders, but also for those bar owners as they were creating bars, is to come up with perpendicular positioning that created a sub niche. You see the target here in the middle, right? We have that vertical access of being a health coach, and then we have the horizontal access of being a witch. Okay, this is perpendicular positioning. Right in the center of that is your target market. Okay, witches who want to lose weight. This subdivides the market and this makes you into a fucking industry leader. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Are we getting our heads around that shit, right? Where you're like, okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Now, when this client came to me, okay, she only had 3,000 followers on TikTok. Okay. And she was showing up every day. She was doing what the fuck she was supposed to be doing, right? But she only had 3,000 followers on TikTok. But we put this perpendicular positioning in place and we really did the work because, guys, it's a lot of mindset work to be able to come out as a witch and go out there and tell everybody things that other people think are crazy, right? You know, you're going to get your torches and pitchforks. You know, people are going to stand against that shit. You know, people are going to tell you you're crazy. And so we did the internal work around becoming the person. She went out into the market and then she changed the way she was showing up on TikTok. Her TikTok went from 3,000 followers to 30,000 followers in 3 months. Okay. Literally fucking 10xing, blowing the fuck up. Well, spoiler alert, that client now has a TikTok a year later that is about, I think, 130,000 followers, right? She's kicking ass and taking names. But not only that, she's closing clients left and right. She's closed over 700 low ticket clients in the last 3 months and created a massive ascension chain. She closed two 7K clients over the weekend. She's crushing it. We're talking 50 and 60K months, absolutely slaying the fucking game. But yes, she has a unicorn sales funnel in place. Yes, she has all of these, cornerstones of marketing and sales and delivery that you absolutely need to have inside of your business. But where did it all start? What was the seed that sprouted this soon to be seven-figure fucking business? Positioning. Okay. Brand positioning, guys, is fucking everything because you're going to make every decision in your business based on this fucking positioning point. Okay. So if you're being vague, if you're being general, if you're kind of all over the place and you don't know what the fuck you are and who the fuck you best serve and how you do that, then every decision you make, every email you send, every post you create, every lead magnet you generate is going to be watered down. It's going to be a little bit muddy. And that lack of clarity causes a lack of conversion. So all of her success, all of these pieces that she now has and she's kicking ass and taking names with came from one tiny decision on that VIP day where she decided and said, okay, I'm going to start fitness witchcraft. Okay. And so when she decided to become the person, when she decided to embody that piece of the brand and create this perpendicular positioning point, that is the moment that she set all of this success in action. Okay. And so this is something that I encourage all of my clients to do is to really look at what makes you special. Really look at what sets you apart, what you do differently, what you bring to the market that other people don't bring. And it might be something a little scary. Hey, it might be something a little bit uncomfortable. It might be something that you actually don't want other people to know. Okay, good. Because getting comfortable being uncomfortable is the motherfucking skill set of being an entrepreneur. So once you have this perpendicular positioning point in place, right, and you have this clarity, then you can start creating content that is extremely specific. Okay. And so when you start using content that crushes, which if you don't know what content that crushes is, this is the 5 algorithm hacking pieces of content that I teach to my clients to help them to call into high ticket, ready to invest clients. Just drop a unicorn in the comments. We'll send you everything that you need to get content that crushes rolling. This is how I got 10 high ticket clients in my first 6 weeks, guys. This is how I became a millionaire in my first fucking year is with content that crushes. It's the same exact fucking content strategy that I teach inside of my 10K client attraction program. You are batshit crazy to not have this shit in action right fucking now. So drop the unicorn in the comments. We'll send over the fucking link because it's $7 fucking. Get your ass into content that crushes. And when you do, you also get bonus access to be able to promote inside of this group, which of course is growing with high vibe entrepreneurs every single day. We're over 35,000 fucking high vibe entrepreneurs now. So you can promote in here anytime you want. Once you've taken the content that crushes mini course, taken your wonder vow, then you can come in here and fucking post anytime you want, right? We want you to get more and better clients. That's why we call the group client attraction secrets, because we want you to get more and better clients. Okay. So get into content that crushes as soon as you can. But once you do, you can start using your perpendicular positioning, right? Emily started talking about fitness witchcraft. She started talking specifically to witches who wanted to lose weight and telling stories about everything in the witchy world and everything in the fitness world and smushing them together to create her perpendicular positioning that made her stand out, which blew up her brand. She was featured, she has a Cosmo cover, okay? She has all of this incredible PR because now she wasn't just a fitness coach in the red ocean competing against everybody fucking else. Now she's somebody who's really standing out in that market, right? She's someone who's really climbed to the top and created her own industry positioning point. And now she has all of these followers. And guys, guess what fucking happens when you do this? Okay, people start copying you, right? So now there's even people out there that are supporting fitness witchcraft in the sense that they are becoming fitness witches, not just in themselves, but wanting to start businesses under this. This is what happens when you become an industry leader, right? Because you're leading, other people are going to fucking follow you. You're creating a motherfucking movement, right? And that's what happens when you have a really strong positioning point. But this is easier said than done because you have to have a couple key components in place in order for you to effectively create this. Starting with market research. You've got to really be able to look at your industry and you've got to be able to discern what's going on, what's working, what's not working. You got to have that eye, right, for market evaluation. And this is something that I've spent the last 15 years developing because in brick and mortar land, when I was helping bar owners, guys, bars are extremely fucking competitive. Most bars fail in the first year. And it's like 95% of them fail in the first 5 years. Okay. So it's something that's really challenging to do is to be able to look at a market, like a bar market, and be able to build a concept that is strong enough to withstand the locality, and really calls in the right people and competes against the other bars that are, out there in the world. You've got to be really fucking good at this. Okay. So I've spent the last 15 years getting really good at market awareness and being able to look at your specific industry and say, okay, what do you got going on in here? I show you how to do the market research. I show you how to fucking really look at all of the pieces that you bring to the table to choose your highest and best perpendicular positioning point, just like I did with Emily. This really is what set off her entire business and catapulted her to the next level because there was so much more specific content that she could create instead of doing general stuff and competing against everybody else. Now all of a sudden she had no fucking competition, right? And so in putting together a unicorn sales funnel that we developed through TikTok, she's now able to on autopilot make low ticket sales that ascend into high ticket sales like literally on their own, right? People are coming in, they're seeing her TikTok content, they're clicking the link in her bio, they're going through this funnel that I've helped her to design, and then they're buying her low ticket item. When they buy her low ticket item, they digest it, they love it. It's positioned in just a certain way to create ascension, right? With the ascension positioning points. And now they're buying her 7K without even talking to her, like literally straight through the funnel. They find her on TikTok, they buy her $27 thing, and they buy her $7,000 thing. Boom, that's it, right? Like motherfucking magic and on autopilot, right? She was literally delivering a VIP day to her clients. Over the weekend, she had a one-on-one client and she closed two 7K clients while she was delivering to somebody else. So she wasn't online. She wasn't fucking actively selling. She wasn't talking to people in the DMs. They were just fucking buying. Okay. That's the magic of a unicorn sales funnel when it's built on perpendicular positioning because you are creating razor sharp competitive edge and standing the fuck out. People are like, damn, this bitch is fire, right? Okay. And then you no longer have to compete with everybody in that red ocean because you are living in the blue ocean. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Yes, this is exactly what you guys want inside of your offers. So we need to do the market research first. We need to understand what your specialty is, what your gifts are, what are you doing differently than everybody else, and what are you bringing to the table that nobody else can see. Okay. And for all of my empire builders in the room, right, who are thinking a little bit bigger and want to be in that different energy, I want you guys to understand what my perpendicular positioning is, okay? Because I actually have done this from a couple different angles. Because if we just think of a grid line of perpendicular positioning, right? That's only two-dimensional, okay? But we can actually do this in 3D, 4D, 5D, right? We can move this into a different kind of shape. Rather than it just being a flat piece of paper with a grid on it, we can think about that from multiple angles, right? And create this faceted approach. And so one of my perpendicular positioning points is when we're talking about the podcast, okay? So the podcast has its own perpendicular positioning. It's called Real Unicorns Don't Wear Pants. It's ranked in the top 1.5% of all podcasts in all of the motherfucking land. And it is specifically for people who are in the service industry who want to get into entrepreneurship. Now, of course, my entrepreneurs like you guys listen to those podcast episodes, but they're filled with bartender stories, right? They're filled with me talking shit. They're filled with me telling you all the salacious behind the scenes of how I was in bartender land and how I became the version of me that you guys know today, shifting out of those self-sabotage patterns into fucking self-sovereignty. But I designed that podcast specifically for bartenders to go listen to it so that they could eventually come into entrepreneurship instead of doing what bartenders normally do, which is either bartend until they die, right? Working behind the bar until they fucking like literally keel over, or fucking becoming a realtor or becoming a manager and being overworked and underpaid. Bartenders have a very incredible fucking skill set that would make them excellent fucking entrepreneurs, right? They're really fucking good at it. So I created the perpendicular positioning point going into that podcast where we're really working for the entrepreneurial bartenders. Okay. And so that is a long-term funnel that's building up this giant audience of people in the service industry who are listening to my bar antics and entrepreneurs who are listening to all the strategy pieces and the mindset pieces that I'm sharing over there. And so I'm kind of building this churning kind of vibration of all of these people that are coming into my program. So those bartenders have a clear ascension path of how they go from bartender land getting into the entrepreneurial world. So just because you have a perpendicular positioning point that is your overarching brand doesn't mean that you can't subniche it through your different fucking platforms. Okay. So you can get really creative with this and you can do it in all sorts of different ways. So that's exactly what I'm fucking helping my clients to do at that higher level inside of the secret scaling program. We look at all your positioning points. We look at how to align your platform. We look at how to set you up for success so that you are capitalizing on as many perpendicular positioning points as you possibly can to make yourself into this industry leader that no one else can touch. So you literally don't have fucking competition anymore. Right? Sounds good, right? Sounds like fun. Sounds like being in that blue ocean, making fucking limitless fucking revenue streams because that's exactly what the fuck it is. Okay. So, are you positioning your offer in such a way? Are you positioning your brand in such a way that people have clarity here so that they know that you are the only one? Okay. When you become the only one like this, the one, right? You can rise to the top really, really quickly, and all of your brand alignment can come down the pipeline, and you can create something that is really fucking special. Okay. And that's what we want you guys to do. We want you to have a brand that you're really proud of and doesn't sound like anybody else's brand. We want you to have a pizza place that's known for your excellent toppings or maybe your incredible crust, right? Whatever the fuck that is. We want you to be known for this one thing. So I want you to think about this for a second for your specific brand. What is that thing that you want to be known for? Okay, what do you want people to say about you? Because I want to remind you of something really fucking important when it comes to branding. Okay. Your brand is not what you say it is. Okay. Your brand is what people say about you. You guys remember that line in the Pirates movie, right? With Johnny Depp, right? He's like, "You're the worst pirate that I've ever heard of." He's like, "But you have heard of me." Okay. Your brand is not what you say. Your brand is what people say about you. So, what is something that you want people to say about you? Because that is a really good clue moving you towards your perpendicular positioning point is what do you want to be known for? What is that mark that you want to leave? What is that legacy that you want to motherfucking build? Because that energy, that frequency that you're bringing to your branding is way more important than your logos, your fonts, and your colors, right? It's the frequency, it's the energy, it's the vibration, it's how people feel when they're in your motherfucking presence. And that is a big part of that positioning. It's the vibration that you bring. And so, for example, like I'm pretty fucking outspoken. I say cunt on a live, right? Okay. We're all about that raw, real authenticity. I'm telling behind the scenes fucking stories about fucking boys and cocaine and fucking very questionable life decisions that I made when I was fucking younger. I'm giving you guys all of that behind the scenes. And so something that I really wanted just from the start of, this entire coaching empire was to just tell people the fucking truth, to be raw, real, and refreshing. That was the vibe. And those were the words that people said back to me all the time. The people who were scared of me told me I was really raw. The people who respected me told me I was really real. And the people that loved me told me that I was refreshing. And those are the three words that I heard over and over and over again. So I knew that that needed to be the cornerstone of my brand because those were the words that people say to me. And so we started developing different idioms within the branding context of saying things like full butthole transparency, right? And me getting yelled at for saying butthole on a live or sending it out in an email headline. I've been told I'm unprofessional, apparently, right? But you want to be really looking at those words. So, what are the words that people are saying? And what words do you want them to fucking say? Because it is really about embodying those things. So, because my brand is built on being raw, real, and refreshing, that means that I'm going to come on here and I'm going to fucking tell you how it is. I'm going to be clean and clear. I'm going to be fully fucking transparent, even though it's uncomfortable. And that is going to translate not just in my marketing, but also through my sales process. When you get onto a sales call consult with me, I'm going to tell you how it is, okay? Because I'm going to embody the motherfucking brands. A lot of people will say anything to close you on a fucking call. I will not, right? If I don't think you're a good fit for my fucking program, I will fucking tell you straight to your face. I will tell you not to fucking buy. I will recommend you to somebody else, right? Like I'm raw, real, and refreshing in that way. I'm not gonna just fake it till you make it. And here's the thing, guys, like when I first came onto the market and I was looking and doing my market research and watching all these other coaches, I was like, these bitches are fake as fuck, right? Like everyone was in their little pink, white, and taupe banners, and it was like women helping women, right? Okay, and it was all so fake. Like it was like my worst fucking nightmare, like walking into like a baby shower full of bitches that all hate each other, pretending that they're here for the right fucking reasons. No fucking thank you, right? I hated it. I hated the vibe of the fake. I hated that people were lying. I hated that people were sugarcoating shit. And I was like, no, fuck all this shit. I'm going to be the real fucking deal. I'm going to tell people how the fuck it is. And I'm going to step into this market. And that's exactly what the fuck happened, right? Because I was not going to go along and get along. I was not going to be like fucking everybody else, right? I was going to be somebody that stood out in the market. And that's exactly what you get to become. So I want you to tap into that energy today and decide who you want to be in the market so that you can choose that perpendicular positioning point that helps you to really become the industry leader so that you're not hanging out in that fucking red ocean. All right, guys. So that's all I have for you today on brand positioning, but I do have a couple other little announcements, okay? Number one, this is the last 100 wonderful ways that I'm going to be doing live in this fucking group. Okay. I'm making a shift. I'm making a change because we are closing one chapter and starting another. It might actually be a little bit of like starting a new book. I feel like a different person this week. I feel like everything fucking changed, right? I feel like I slipped into a new fucking time dimension. So here the fuck we are, right? So we are shutting down the 100 wonderful ways and we are going to be doing this in a brand new spanking format. Okay. So next week, what you will be receiving is a podcast episode, and it's going to be a 7 minutes to slay. That's going to be breaking down these same strategy points that we've been doing inside of these lives, but I'm going to be putting it into a podcast episode so you can listen anytime you want. You can listen on double time. You don't have to do the fucking live thing. You don't have to be here on Tuesdays at 9. You can listen to it anytime you want. We're going to give you that 7 minutes to slay, and of course, that's going to help you to be able to get your ass into content that crushes, and also being able to get your ass into money making unicorns. If you don't know what money making unicorns is, this is my $47 a month strategy based program that's going to teach you money making strategies so that you can start winning this fucking online game, right? You can start playing entrepreneurship at a whole new fucking level because we give you this bonus course called Wonderopoly that teaches you all of the things that I wish that my clients knew before they came into my $10,000 client attraction program. It's going to give you basically a marketing degree overnight. Okay. So you think you need to go to 4 years of fucking college from this and learn from some fucking leather elbowed teacher who hasn't marketed a goddamn thing in 15 years from some outdated textbook? Fuck no, you don't, right? You can learn everything that you need to know about marketing and fucking sales in a strategy based membership for just $47 a fucking month. Fuck your college tuition. From someone who's actually doing it every day, from someone who's making money online every single day, from someone who's closing clients literally every single fucking day. I'm sharing all of these foundational strategies with you, the things that you need to know to be really good at marketing and sales, because the truth of the matter is that I know that my audience is full of good people doing good things, right? I like to put money in the hands of good people doing good things, but I know that a lot of you guys are a little bit challenged in the marketing and sales directives, and it's something that's a little bit hard, and you wish you could just be in delivery. You're like, I wish I just had clients so I could focus on my delivery because that's what I'm really good at. Yeah, I totally get that. So let me help you to get better at marketing sales. It's not as scary as you think it is, and so this strategy-based membership shows you exactly how to do that. And we're making a big giant shift inside of that program right now because all of the fucking tectonic plates are fucking shifting right now. And so we're going to be actually moving that Facebook community over into Telegram. Okay. Facebook groups have served me really well over the last fucking 5 years. I made a lot of money from Facebook groups, but I am not happy with Facebook's decision to start to take down our live content. I don't like that shit. It's kind of fucking me up. And so I want to be able to put all of my content into a place where it stays evergreen and it never goes away, right? The fact that this live is going to be deleted in 30 days pisses me the fuck off. So I decided to take all of these conceptual strategy bits that I've been delivering for you guys, and I'm going to be putting them into a podcast formula because guess what? Facebook can't take away my fucking podcast, right? And also inside of Money Making Unicorns, we're going to be making that shift because I do live content inside of that program as well. And so we're going to be moving the coaching portion over into Telegram. So once again, it doesn't get deleted. You have continual access to it. And you know, all of my jokes don't get fucking lost to the Facebook gods, right? Okay. So we're making some big shifts in Wonder World this week. We would love to have you guys jump in and join Money Making Unicorns. When you get into Content the Crushes, okay, Content the Crushes is going to give you a bump up offer that's going to offer you the $47 membership access. That is a month to month so that you can come in and start learning all of the fucking money making strategies. All right, guys, speaking of which, I'm heading over to Money Making Unicorns right now. So get out there, do all the wonderful things. This is our last 100 wonderful ways here. So we'll see you next week on the podcast. The podcast will be released. You will, get all of the normal notifications of that, but you can always go check in your Apple, Spotify, any major podcast hub. We're all there. Real unicorns don't wear pants. You will be receiving a 7 minutes to slay every motherfucking Tuesday. All right, guys. Bye.